I'm ChosenArchitect, and this is All the Mods 9, and today we dive into the Apotheosis mod, and we upgrade to Vibranium. Hopefully you guys are ready. Now, as you see behind me, today's episode is going to be a little bit about the magic. Yes, we are going to be starting in the magic side of things, and well, enchanting that gear that we ended up getting last episode, which is mighty sick. Now this right here is just a small room that I've set off to the side, and it is a very basic, and I mean very basic, enchanting setup for the Apotheosis mod. Now, the Apotheosis mod allows you to sort of increase 3 different attributes, well, technically more, but 3 different attributes for the main that you can increase with different materials that are around it. For example, right here on our enchanting table, just by looking at it, I can see that with what we have around, it is producing 15 Eterna, 15% Quanta, Arcane is at 3.75%, and then the Retrofaction is at 4.50. And then we also have Enchanting Clues, which is 1. These are all like attributes associated with the Enchanter, which gives us more possibilities. Now, you may notice that I have Amethyst around. This actually helps with that Retrofaction, which is important because for these 3 different stats, they all do different things. So Eterna is going to determine the levels that it's going to cost, how much it's going to cost for certain enchantments. And then the Quanta, which is Chaos, is going to change the power ranges. For example, if you have like, I don't know, efficiency 1, the higher this is, the higher chance you're going to have higher power ranges, which could go even higher than the default in vanilla. But there's also some negatives that can come from this, and that is where that Retrofaction can help with that. And then over here, this makes rare enchants more common, which is the Arcana. So all of these are going to be very important, and some things you can use for your basic setup here is Wither Skeleton Skulls, which is nice. Also Amethyst Clusters, which you can get with Silk Touch. And then also Candles, which you can find all around looted structures, which is really, really handy. All of these other things really don't matter too much. Now, I am brewing up some potions right now because this is honestly a really important part of this mod. So I have a bunch of water bottles, and I am just slowly getting a few things set up. Because to be able to upgrade from normal bookshelves, well, we are going to need some regeneration potions. Yes, that is going to be gas tiers. Thankfully, we already have creepers kind of automated with this over here. So creepers, believe it or not, and I love how they have like a little Santa hat. These are actually producing the reliquary drops, and the reliquary drops can be turned, or the creeper glands can be turned into gas tiers. So gassed tiers, we already have a few of them, but as you can see right here, we can just craft up more. Now, that is just my brief explanation of Apotheosis, as we are going to work towards unlocking ourselves a way that we can store enchanted books, and then we can recall them on demand. This is going to allow us to make incredibly powerful enchants very quickly, and it's going to make us a lot stronger, so hopefully we can take on the Warden and also start adventuring in some of these other dimensions. So here we go. This should be enough regeneration. I think we need roughly 20 potions of regeneration in order to unlock the next shelves. These hell shelves are what require these regeneration bottles, and we've already gotten our blaze and our nether bricks, so now it's access to magic from here. So we need to replace the 15 current bookshelves that we have with hell shelves. And this is going to be our first step into sort of upgrading our current enchanting setup, and that's without even really using the enchanting setup in its current form. So now we got the Chaos of Hell ready to go. So we'll just get this placed exactly like we had it. Well, minus a couple of things, because we're actually going to need to make more than one of these. Or more than 15 of these in total, technically. So let me see. Do I have more clusters? I know I do. Maybe not. Did I use them all? I know I have a cluster back here. Probably move this one. But yes, I'm going to need to make more of them because we need to start converting these hell shelves into infused hell shelves. Now, the goal is to have several infused hell shelves, but my main goal currently is to use these infused hell shelves in order to craft the enchantment library. And this thing is very, very powerful. This is what's going to allow me to make books and then simply just take those books, dump them into the shelf. Let me show you. So this right here is what we're looking to do to make infused hell shelves. And that's just going to need this thing called infusion. And it requires 45 levels. And if I grab some lapis here, which we now have the ability to make tons of, which is pretty cool. We can put this in here and then put a regular bookshelf in here, or sorry, a hell shelf. We actually need to make hell shelves. So let's make a few more hell shelves. That is the whole reason. That's the whole thing that I was working towards. So there we go. We're going to need 4 of them. And whenever we put one in here, we should notice a new thing called infusion. I currently don't have enough levels, but that's where this beautiful thing comes into play. I went ahead and grabbed the experience from the crystal we have over there and over here and made a new one. That way I can just pull all out from there and just dump it all into this. And we currently have 361 total levels ready to go right here. So I should be able to just pull out 45 exactly using this method. And we can put this in and notice I can now do the infusion. I have just the right amounts. So taking a look at infusion, this is going to go for anything that gets infused because there's a lot of different tiers of infusions. But you're going to notice this wants at least 22.5 of the Eterna. This wants at least 30% Quanta, and it wants at least 0% Arcana. So you really just need to make sure you're at least where it has it set, and you should be good to go. And if we take a look at our current shelf, when we put an item into enchant, we'll be able to see currently where we're at. So we're at exactly 22.5, and then we're way above on the pure chaos Quanta. And then we have a little bit more, or a little bit extra over here. So I should be able to now infuse, and there we go. We've made our first infused hell shelf. And so I'm just going to simply get my levels back up and just rinse and repeat until we have enough shelves. Now that we have all 4, we get to make this incredibly powerful item, the enchantment library. Ah, how this thing is incredibly nice. So how are we going to utilize this and utilize that with all of our enchanting? Well, Apotheosis adds even more functionality as if it wasn't powerful enough. We now can specify very specific things by making these tomes. So these tomes allow me to, for example, make books that are specific to helmets without having a helmet, make books that are specific to chest pieces, all kinds of different gear that, you know, could get specific enchants. There's also a way, if you already have gear that has amazing enchants, well, you could probably just make these. These are tomes of the scraping, and if you use this base one, it has a chance of extracting half of the enchants off of an item, and then it'll destroy the item in the process. But these can be upgraded through this process here, and I don't know if this tier automatically grants us. It does not seem like it does, but this can be upgraded technically if you have the right quanta and everything like that. As you can see, the quanta for this cannot be higher than what we currently have, which is at 60. So, and then your Arcana actually needs to be at least 35 as well for this. But notice here, this one says it will extract all of the enchantments off the item, destroying the item in the process. But this one, instead of, or sorry, I probably read that wrong. But this one extracts half, whereas when we upgrade it, it'll extract all of the enchants. But then there's an even better one, which will extract all of the enchants and then not destroy the item. So this is just one of many ways that you can rip enchants off. Of course, the best way to do it is getting into Industrial Foregoing, which we will do eventually. But that way, with Industrial Foregoing, it will simply not destroy the item and allow you to pull the book right off anything, which is really good. Then you can just have it go immediately in this enchanted library. So let's grab some lapis and let's start enchanting. Now that we have all of our levels, let's go ahead and store all levels. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, making sure we're at 30. Even though technically we can enchant higher than 30, we can go all the way up to 45 here if we want. We have tons of levels, so might as well. Let's just do helmets, right? This is projectile protection, and it's also going to give us protection. Now, you might think that's 2 enchants on 1 book, but what this is going to do when we shift click it in here, it's going to give us a level 5 protection and a projectile protection, automatically splitting this up and allowing us to create max books on demand. So there we go. I was just able to pull that book out, or I can even combine them together. And look at that. You can just simply pull this off and put it back on. This thing is pretty cool and is very helpful because we can craft up different level books and then enchant them with an anvil, right? To level it up even higher. Now, after doing quite a bit of enchanting, going through several levels, still somehow above 340 as it barely touched our levels. But I maybe chanted close to 60 or more items or those books. And so now I have a bunch of stuff in here. Now, the cool thing about this enchantment library is we can put the item in here and we can now see what we want to develop our book on. So I definitely want Aqua Affinity. So that's on there. And I want protection. So I'm going to put max out protection. You can hold shift to put the max level and you can actually build your books this way. So it saves so many levels building it this way. We also want mana boost, but I want to keep in mind, we can actually with Apotheosis have 2 major protections on our gear. Now, there's no need for us to have fire protection as we are already fire immune and resistant. And I don't think there's a reason to have projectile protection as we already are going to have protection, which already overall does a pretty good job at protecting us for projectiles. So I think blast protection is good as it also prevents explosion knockback. So I think we'll go with blast protection and we can max that out as well on there. And so now you can see on this book, we have Aqua Affinity, protection, blast protection. I was thinking about potentially putting icy thorns on our gear, but I just don't know yet. This slows mobs that are attacking you but they have to hit you first. Now we definitely want max mana boost and mana regen. That is 100% needing to be on here. I don't like repellent as I don't like mobs being teleported away from me. And then we definitely want respiration with it being a helmet. And I'm also going to put the Tombstone Soulbound on here, just in case if we ever die, we'll make sure that we at least come back with our gear. And this is going to be very similar for all of our pieces of gear. The same thing, except for on our boots. And you may be noticing I'm not putting something on here. Well, that's unbreaking because, well, the gear is unbreakable as it is. And I don't think we need to put feather falling on here because this already grants you, this whole gear set apparently grants you no fall damage. So we're pretty much good there. I think the only thing we're going to need is the random enchant that goes on here, which do I have it on here? We need the one that lets us walk through water, and I don't actually see it. Maybe I'll do some more book enchants for the feet because I am not seeing it. There we go. We got it. Depth Strider. That's what I was looking for. So let's put all these books in, and yes, Depth Strider is going to be a big one that is going on this gear. So now that I have all of my enchanted books for my main set of gear, I do want to include another set of Protection 5, and I should be able to add that in here, not this way, but like this. And then this is now going to up our current protection from Protection 5 to Protection 6. 100% worth it. I'm going to go ahead and do that for each one of these. And then last but not least, it's time to enchant the gear. There we go. It's going to cost quite a bit for each one of these to go on here. But another cool part about Apotheosis is we don't really have to worry about the over expensive sort of thing, as we will have plenty of levels. Now, just out of pure curiosity, I want to see how much this guy hits for. Now. Oh, that blast actually hurts a lot. But wow, we took that quite easy. Okay. I mean, we probably can't take many of them. Yeah, we'll die. But yeah, at least we're way more resistant now. Like, I completely trust this way more than before. Now, I kind of want to also enchant my pickaxe, and I want to readjust this. Currently, this is a destructive. Wait, this has plus 22% mining speed. Is that by default? That's interesting. I just removed the enchants off of this. But I do want to put this on here. Actually, I want to combine these books right here. And then combine these two books. And then combine these books again. And that should give us Fortune 6. Which I think is pretty good. That's definitely decent. So we'll end up with Fortune 6, which is more than enough. And efficiency. And also the Tombstone Soulbound. And this is like more than, yeah, this is a fantastic pick right here. This will be perfect for whenever we find more Vibranium and other things like that. Now that we have all of this gear, we should be better set to be able to upgrade it to the next tier, which is Vibranium. Now, finding Vibranium is actually quite easy in the Nether. I've already just stumbled upon several of them, and this is going to lead us into the next tier. But today we need to find that template. There is a template that we're going to have to find and brush. So I do have my brush on me as always, but the chances of us finding this are going to be kind of slim. Hopefully we get super lucky like we did last episode, where we just happened to find it on our first block, which may or may not be every time, but all we gotta do is find bastions, and they gotta be the big bastions, I believe, but there should be some suspicious gravel. Yes, it's suspicious gravel. It should be located inside of the bastions. Now, speaking of bastions, this is the one that we looted early on, and it may be suspicious soul sand. It does tell us in the quest. You know what? I might as well actually look at the quest here, because I'm pretty sure it does tell us. I think it's all the Modium section. Yes. So yes, suspicious soul sand inside of bastions. Ah, yes, not gravel. It is that's suspicious soul sand right there. So yes, right here in the bastion. Let's hope we get lucky. And I have a feeling that it's a guaranteed. You just have to find the soul sand, because there we go. We now have the Vibranium template, and this uses all the Modium to make more, which is going to require quite a bit. I think when it comes to all the Modium farming, I think I'm going to be best going through the process of farming the like 80 I think we need. Actually, no, it's just blocks, right? So we're going to need 36 total in order to make a seed from mystical agriculture, and I think that's going to be the best way to start our farming method. Vibranium, I have a feeling, is going to be quite easy to find. Like, it's easy to see in the walls, and you're just going to stumble upon it. I even have some marked. Literally right when I mention it, there's like just 2 right here. Like I said, this stuff is just super easy to spot and 100% worth grabbing. There we go. So, oh my god, and there's even more. Yeah, finding this stuff is just super easy. And yes, you seen that right. I mined 3 of those blocks and we got 12 raw ore from that. Yes, that Fortune 6 is amazing. You know what? While I'm here, might as well test out how powerful our gear is. Yeah, we do have lava immunity, so let's take on this nether monstrosity. Oh boy. Yes. This guy tosses lava, literally. Oh yeah, our gear is holding up. Holding up. This guy is quite strong though. I wonder if it'd be better if I just use my nether pickaxe. It is. If I just use my Ultimadium pickaxe on this guy. Yeah, it feels like so cheating being able to fly. But I can walk through the lava, no problem. Which is another interesting thing. This music's so good though. 500 health. That is ridiculous, isn't it? So it does seem like we're able to simply regenerate our health. I wonder if I could take them on with this. It does. Oh, that is doing really good damage, actually. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. The spell is so... This is so powerful. Let's do shield. Charge. And then we'll switch back and we should get a damage buff. Oh, that's so good. We are a mage. Let's do fireball. There we go. How's it feel? How's it feel to get hit back? Okay, here we go. And get wrecked. Yes, sit down. That's what I thought. Yep, that's pretty cool. And there we go. For that, we get ourselves a monstrous horn and the infernal forge. FOI, this is a pickaxe. Oh, okay. It causes AoE damage. And then for your information, this is a pick. I didn't actually know this was a pick. That's good to know now. Oh, this is like an unbreakable pick? That's so cool. I didn't actually know this was a pick. But this thing, can, when you right click it, does this like really cool AoE ability. Oh, you gotta love stuff like this. Yes, this is the Cataclysm mod. There's a lot of fun stuff to be had from the Cataclysm mod. The gear, I think there's some of the coolest looking gear is from this. Oh, also, yeah, you might find ancient debris roaming around this area. That test right there, though, just showed me how powerful our gear is in combination with the spell book. Oh yes, this 100% makes the spells worthwhile. So now we just need to take our Vibranium and, well, duplicate it. That's going to be pretty straightforward. We just toss it in here for right now. If we had a Crusher Demon from Occultism, by the way, this would make that 6 times, unless it's been changed. The Occultism Crushing Demon is insane that it can do 6 times ore processing. It'll basically skip all of these machines and will immediately turn the raw directly into 6 dust. It's quite powerful. Eventually we will get into that because we're going to have to dabble a little bit into occultism. So I just made it over here and I feel like these zombies are straight up praying to my room in here. What are you guys up to right now? Are they? Oh, it's the. Oh, I see. Yes. That I will leave you guys be. You guys have a good day. Yeah. Okay. Now this is currently where I hit a roadblock, right? Because to be able to farm all the modium seeds, well, we're going to need a little something that requires us to go to the end. Now we have everything, I believe, in order to make this thing, but we're going to need magical soil. Now, magical soil requires Insanium farmland. Not too bad. It also needs the Insanium blocks, but it needs dragon scale. And then dragon scale is dropped by the Ender Dragon upon death. And that's all the information it gives, and there's no other way to craft it. So, I'm assuming we're going to have to kill the dragon a lot to pretty much make any of those seeds. Now, in reality, we can potentially farm this incredibly fast, but even with it going incredibly fast, we are limited by 8 equals 1 nugget, and then that equals, you know, it's going to cost 9 of them in order to make 1 single ingot's worth. So we're going to want more than 1 of them for sure. We're definitely going to want at least 8, so that way each cycle we're guaranteed, you know, to get at least 1 nugget. So that's going to be a lot of dragon kills, and I think that might be something that I'm going to start making sure I can do quickly. Now, today we're not going to be able to head into the nether and fight the dragon, but what I do have planned is to continue mining down here. Now, this might be a little bit weird. If I start mining down, eventually we are going to hit pockets of air because of the way this has been mining. So there's going to be tons of these. But what I want to do is I want to use the Allthemodium site, and I want to mine in the mining dimension. We're supposed to be able to find this more frequently, but I want to have this on, and then we need to make it to the level where we're going to be able to see these sort of spiking, hopefully, and hopefully I'll be able to find them and simply mine to them. We do have an unbreakable pick, so using Vein Miner is going to be the best way to find these things. So for me, it definitely seems like it's right around the like Y level 110 or so, or 100s is right where we're going to be finding spikes of Allthemodium. Ah, yes. Allthemodium ore, just like that. And that is a huge pocket of Allthemodium up there. So I definitely want to make my way towards it. That's a lot. So yeah, this is actually one of the better ways, I think, of just mining this. Now I'm going to need enough of this stuff in order to make enough templates to be able to upgrade, because that's the main reason why I'm mining this right now. I want to be able to upgrade all of my current gear and potentially craft like a sword, and make sure that we can get a sword that's Allthemodium, or at least Vibranium. So after mining for just a little bit, I now have nearly 3 stacks of Allthemodium ore, and this is my tunnel. Yeah, it does go all over the place, and that's part of using this Allthemodium site charm, which I did eventually put unbreaking on, by the way. So yeah, I got a couple of tunnels that lead over there, and then this one leads over here, and then I think ultimately this leads me back to my initial tunnel somewhere down this line and loop-de-loops, and yeah, there it is. So this is eventually how we're going to be able to farm this, is I'm going to be able to know, hey, fault into this hole and land right there, and we're going to be good to go. Now, there's one more step that we need to do before we can ultimately upgrade our gear, and that is we have to go to the other, and I have been avoiding this dimension like the plague for good reason, for very good reason, and I'm about to show you. So if I travel to the nether, which is where we have to activate this, by the way, I'm actually going to place this down right here, and you activate this from within the nether, and it will teleport you to a different dimension. That dimension being the other. Now, this dimension can be quite scary at first. Right now, I spawned underground. Typically, I do spawn underground. Turned on my night vision. Now I can see everything going on here. And this is the stone that's actually keeping us from upgrading our smithing and our gear. Because we actually need the ancient stone in order to upgrade this and to make more of them. And this is ancient stone. So where I spawned, I happened to spawn underground at Y level 64 and inside of a hole, which is probably a good thing because this dimension, my jetpack doesn't work. So I cannot turn on my jetpack. It'll say flight disabled in this area. And yes, this is something we're going to have to figure out. But I do have a plan. And we're going to be able to figure it out together, but not today. Today, we're just farming this stone. This dimension is quite extensive, by the way. And just by taking a gander at the map, you can see that there's a lot here. And there's also a lot underground and a lot above ground. Yeah, there's multiple structures we're going to be coming back to. But that's all I needed to get. So back home it is. And now it's time to start making more of our templates. Yes, yes, yes. We are going to need several more of these. So just like that, we now have 5. I think that's enough to upgrade our pick to the next tier. And it's also enough to upgrade all of our gear. Let's do one more because we're also going to want to upgrade our book. And then also another one just to upgrade a sword that I want to make. Now for my pickaxe, I'm going to be able to use, for example, a regular diamond pick. This one has an apotheosis on it. It just has a little bit more damage. We can always change this later on. But for right now, let's go ahead and get this upgraded. So we put the piece in. Now it's a netherite piece. And then we're going to upgrade it to althemodium. So now we'll have an indestructible althemodium pickaxe at 18.5 damage. And then we're going to be upgrading this to Vibranium. Actually, all of our gear is now about to take the plunge and is going to become upgraded into Vibranium. This puts it at 24 damage, which is a lot. That feels like more than we will ever need, but we'll probably end up with even more once we go to the next tier. And then also there's a way to combine these with the mixed alloys and stuff like that. But this is why I love this. This mod has actually gotten really good over the years. So there we go. That is upgraded. Now this I'm kind of worried about because I don't know how this is going to work with all of the spells currently in it. I'm going to take my spells out before I upgrade this, as I just don't want to, I don't want to accidentally lose all these fantastic spells. I've played enough modded in my time to know that things could potentially happen and I just want to avoid them. But here we go. This is going to upgrade from 15% cast speed reduction and 30% cooldown all the way to 25. That's a big jump. And then up to 40 on this book. I'm kind of excited to see how much like this actually improves. Now this spell is already down to like 1 second. But it does appear even faster now. Oh my goodness, this does so much damage. This one spell is incredibly powerful. Now it's time to upgrade our gear, which is also going to, I believe, increase our spell power up to 30% increase, even more overall mana and more overall mana regeneration. Oh boy, yeah, this is going to make this even more powerful. Don't lie, you know this is your favorite part. You love seeing things get really overpowered. And this right here, oh, that's doing it right there. That's whew, I love the color too. This is my favorite color on here. This is getting real nice. I do like the orange though, but oh, this one's really good. And then we need to upgrade our pick. This is not the only smithing template, right? That's something I got to keep in mind. I got to make sure I always have at least one available. Let's go ahead and while we're here, upgrade our pick. And now we have a destructive vibranium pickaxe. Gosh, so good. Oh, I like the eyepieces on this one way better because I can actually see my eyes. Oh, the kind of veil on the other one was a lot. Oh, this is really good though. Okay, so our regeneration is higher. We have way more mana. Let's see. Oh, that's, yeah. The fireball spell, just everything that we can do. How quick everything has a cooldown is just fantastic. Like popping out the shield. This thing cools down so fast. Oh, this is great. Now, with this new gear and a new sword, which I'm going to start working on enchanting very, very soon, we now have the ability, I think, to travel to the end dimension, and we still have to conquer the end. That is something we haven't done yet. But once we do that, we will have unlocked just about everything we need to really start flying through this pack. Like literally flying. Well, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. Now, it is the holiday time, so the upload schedule will be a little bit frantic as of the time of this recording, but I do want to say that happy holidays and Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you guys who are watching, as it is that time of year, and I hope you do your best to spread some cheer to somebody. You know, that's what it's all about. It's all about making somebody else happy, and yeah, giving them something to enjoy. And so the one thing that would make me happy is if you would click that subscribe button, of course, and give this video a huge thumbs up. Well, guys, it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode, and that huge thanks is going out to Just Drawn That Way. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member and supporting in one of the best ways possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.